Hi, guys, and welcome to the Horror Room. So, it's been a while since we've done a midweek update. It's been a little slow. Haven't had a lot of money to buy as much as I've wanted to, but I mean, I'm doing okay. We're not worried, but I can't just be like, "Oh, look, I bought this," and it's something I already have. I'm not gonna lie to you guys like that. So, I just wanted to build up a little bit before I made a little video. I mean, the point of the midweek video isn't to be too long, anyways, but let me just stop talking. Um, but let me show you off some stuff that I forgot to include. Yikes. These are actually Christmas gifts I got last year. For whatever reason, it slipped my mind and I did not get to share them with you. So I have to show you guys these. Um, Now, I don't know if you remember a while back, I got those Jason shoes. They're really nice. I barely worn them. The last time I wore them, I got mad because I got the bottoms of them all dirty. Oh, boo hoo. I do have to clean them, but I'm gonna wear them. I'm not gonna just keep them and display them. But I got something that goes perfect with those. So next time I wear them, I can break out this Friday the 13th wallet. It's pretty nice. I'm not a big wallet head. I don't know if that's a thing. I did used to have a good amount of wallets. I have one now, but they were all Nintendo themed. And I've always thought, I should get some horror wallets. And Friday 13th was one I considered. I was thinking about like the Camp Crystal Lake sign. That'd be kind of cool. Or like, well, they don't really make them for men, but I know they make a lot of shaped or themed wallets for females. And they do have like the Halloween pumpkin or like the silver shamrock, stuff like that. Um, so usually for guys, we get the short end of the stick. We get the simple designs. But if you're gonna do a simple Friday the 13th wallet, this is what you want. Even though just saying Friday the 13th and showing the cover of Part 4 is kind of funny, but I like it. It's simple. Um, and then I have to show you these. Let me see if I can pull them over here. Uh, Around Christmas time, Gutter Garbs was doing a sale on all their shirts, and obviously I picked a few designs out. I was like trying to stick to ones that I didn't have that were really cool, and oh, I grabbed the wrong shirt. Hold on, I gotta grab the right shirt real quick. I grabbed my airbrush shirt. Where? There it is. Okay. So yeah, I picked two designs out that I didn't really have. One of them is Creepshow 2. I love Creepshow in general, but the second one is my favorite. The first one's fun. The third one, don't watch it. It's crap. But the second one is a lot of fun. And then, okay, I'm gonna cover the bottom half of the shirt. I don't know if I can show the whole thing on YouTube, but it's House by the Cemetery. If you go to Gutter Garbs and look up the House by the Cemetery collection, you'll probably see why. Because there's a lot of guts on the bottom of the shirt, which is why I wanted it, and I love it. I mean, eventually you'll probably see me wearing it in a video, but I'm not gonna be like fully standing up going, "Ooh, look at all my guts." Anyways, so let's take a look at the movies I got recently. I'll start with this one. This one's weird. Um, so this is a movie that I bought purely because I was like, what in the world is this? It's called Real Horror, Reel, not Real. Catherine Bach, John Carradine, and Leslie Caron or Caron. But okay, so the cover pretty simple, but then you look at the back, and this looks like some super low budget printed DVD. There's hardly any interactive it says interactive menus, but I don't. Okay. Evil spirits that emerge from cans of old movie film terrorize a neighborhood. And I I don't know if these are screenshots from the movie or just pictures of the actors because they're on the cover too. Um yeah, it looks very bizarre. I definitely want to check this out and give you guys a full review of it down the line. Next, this one caught my eye because of the name. And it's executive producer John Landis, so that's a pretty big name. Oh, it's got Karen Black in it too. But the movie is called Some Guy Who Kills People. And I can't remember this guy's name. Uh, Maybe it's Kevin Corrigan. But if you don't know, he plays the brother on Grounded for Life. That's an old sitcom from like the mid 2000s. I used to love it. But yeah, and it looks like he's an ice cream man, which is kind of funny. A lot of ice cream man love, apparently. So it's probably going to be a dark comedy, something like that. And I like those on occasion. Now here's a movie that I, for some reason, have just never gotten around to getting, and it always looked fun. Mainly just because of the cover. And I do want to watch it. It's called Shrooms. It says it's Blair Witch on acid. That sounds promising. It says, keen for adventure, a group of American teenagers come to Ireland having been promised the trip of a lifetime by their Irish friend Jake, a mushroom expert. But the vacation takes a horrible turn when the teenagers ignore Jake's warnings and ingest the local shrooms. Before long, the panicked friends are stalked by ghostly creatures. Are these hallucinations or gruesome reality? Yeah, this sounds pretty goofy, but I think it'll be fun. It's a magnet release, and they usually do some pretty good horror releases. So I'm excited about that one. And then, for whatever reason, I haven't watched this one in a while, and I do plan on watching the newer one that came out a couple months ago. But people forget that Silent Night, Deadly Night has been remade before, just as Silent Night. And this has Malcolm McDowell in it. And that's it. Yeah, from what I remember, this movie was pretty lackluster. But we'll see if it's another scenario where I watch this one and I'm like, it's not as bad as I remember. And maybe it defeats the one with the guy who played Corey Cunningham in Halloween Ends. I don't know. I've heard people saying that that's a good one, so I'm going to give it a chance. And last but not least, I literally picked this one up today, right before I made this video. If you remember a while back, I got the Resident Evil Apocalypse 2-disc. And I was like, you know what? I really need to get Resident Evil 1 again on a standalone because I had the double feature, which it's right. I thought it was right here. I don't know. Maybe I already put it somewhere. Anyways, found a place. They were selling a bunch of cheap DVDs. I found the regular version and the special edition of the first Resident Evil movie, but they were both scratched up. And I was like, obviously I want to get the special edition. But then I see the Blu-ray, and I'm like, I wonder if the Blu-ray has the stuff from the special edition. And the special edition boasted that it had like 11 featurettes, which I don't know exactly what they were. But this one says it has 12. And it also has the Slipknot music video. It has commentary, video introduction, alternate ending, something called Blue Wizard 2.0. Create your own playlist from the special features on the disc, and Blue Wizard will not only remember what you watched, but also what you liked. Okay, that's that's very odd. But yeah, I was like, you know what? Why not get the original Resident Evil on Blu-ray? I'd love to see it in high def and see what it's like. Also come with a book. Let me see if there's any horror-related things to take note of in here. Nope, it's just random crap. So yeah, it also does have one of these stupid tabs. I would break it, but it looks like it would leave it open for dust, so eventually I have to swap this case maybe. But yeah, for what it's worth, I think the original Resident Evil movie's fine. Of course, it's not a perfect representation of Resident Evil, but it was a blast seeing it in theaters at the time. And, people are kind of going back and getting a soft spot for those early 2000s horror movies. Like, I'd put this right up there with, like, the Texas Chainsaw remake, Freddy vs. Jason, those early 2000s horror movies were a lot of fun. Even Silent Hill, to a degree, was pretty fun. So yeah, there you have it. Not a lot to show off today, but like I said, I had enough that I was like, I gotta show you guys something. But hey, hopefully you stay tuned for the real big video coming Sunday, and hopefully this was a nice little midweek surprise. I know it was for me finding this nice Resident Evil Blu-ray. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.